Hi, my name is Dominic. I'm a physical therapist with OneStep, and today I'm going to give my physical therapist reaction to some movie clips. Cobra Kai. Looks like we have some DIY exercise at-home stuff. I don't recommend this, although this looks good on screen. A lot of things they do for cinematic purposes. Because it looks good, necessarily it's not the best technique or the most effective. So just do what your PT tells you. Don't go by what Cobra Kai is doing. So a couple of things that I do see is it's great to use crutches. Crutches are excellent. It's one of the more stable things that you can use is two crutches. The only thing is he's kind of hopping with 2 feet. That is not a technique I would teach or recommend because it puts a lot of pressure on your armpits actually. And what can happen is all those nerves run through your chest and your armpits, and it hikes up your shoulders, and so that will cause nerve damage and can actually make you go numb and lose some feeling in your fingers. Another thing that I see is the teacher, I guess, is very far away. Somebody at that stage of recovery, you want to be very close to them because when they fall, it's quick, especially if they're on a makeshift balance beam, which I wouldn't recommend either. We do use balance beams in the gym, but again, not for somebody at this stage, just like the hurdles that you saw. But I give these guys an A for effort. I wish everybody put this much effort in, but not this dangerous. So good job. Stay safe. Black Swan. All right, Black Swan, great movie actually. Natalie Portman, excellent actress. Wow. I don't know if that's her doing it, but if it is, that's very impressive. A lot of foot strength, a lot of times.
It is her. She was
is it?
For this. Yeah, she trained.
That's unbelievable. Her foot strength is awesome. Like dancers, a lot of times they have issues because they're hypermobile. They have too much mobility. And a lot of times they get the movement, but not necessarily in the most efficient biomechanical way. So a lot of times they can get their leg above their head, but they won't, but their hamstrings are tight, which doesn't seem right, but they have such mobile hips that they can get these movement patterns. But dancers, they do a lot of, they're very strong, but they do a lot of damage to their bodies, and they're injured quite a bit. We've seen a lot of dancers. For dancers, or if you're a current dancer, what I would suggest is just you have to get evaluated by a PT. I don't really think there's one size fits all for dancers. Stretch what's tight and strengthen what is weak. So if you dance a certain way, and let's say you have a very heavy use of like your quads, maybe you would want to strengthen the opposite, right? So you want to strengthen your hamstrings, and just different things like that, and just make sure everything is as balanced as possible. Captain America, Civil War. All right, ooh, some high tech exoskeleton. They actually do use these for people that are paralyzed, and it's just a complete exoskeleton that is attached to their body and allows people to walk. People think along the lines of just rehabilitation purposes, but this is actually great for somebody, like a peace of mind for the person and their happiness, because they're up and they're tall and they're with other people. They're not down and looking up at somebody. Again, I would have a gait belt on this person. I would be a lot closer than what just happened there. So with the gait belt, you just wrap it around the patient's waist and you hold on to it. You just stand next to them and hold on and walk with them, even though they're in the parallel bars. Because like you saw there, the parallel bars end, and you gotta be there. You gotta be there for them. Trainwreck. Looks like we're in a gait lab. OneStep actually does all this in your pocket. Looks like she's doing a little catwalk, like going down the runway, which looks great aesthetically, and it looks great when you're modeling clothes, but for your walk, it's really not that good. It provides added movement to your hips. So one thing is you're stretching out the muscles on the side of your hips, right? The glute medius. So that is typically weak and stretched on patients. So she's just accentuating that, which is going to lead to a less steady gait, less stable gait. And the other thing is the more hip movement you have, that's going to contribute to her back pain, because although her back isn't moving as much, her hips move, which in turn will move the vertebrae and the spinal column of her back. And typically too much movement and when you destabilize is going to cause that back pain and hip pain as well. So the catwalk, yeah, good for show, but not for everyday use. Rocky. All right, looks like we have a little training montage from Rocky. Famous boxing movie, put Sylvester Stallone on the map. So looks like he's training for his fight. I'm pretty sure this is Rocky 1. So he's doing bare bones exercises here with what little he has. So he's running the stairs, he's doing one-handed push-ups. His one-handed push-ups actually look good, surprisingly. I know in real life he trained a lot for this, and he's actually keeping his torso flat, so that shows a lot of core strength and obviously a lot of shoulder and chest strength. So looks like he's running the stairs, which is a great high-intensity workout. If you're into working out, I know HIIT, high intensity interval training, is really popular now, and that's what he was doing just on the Philadelphia stairs there. So it's just a great way to improve your mood, improve your cardiovascular endurance, and a lot of people like it because you don't have to do it for as long. So you can do it for a shorter period of time. So a lot of people like it, and they'll actually adhere to it rather than 15 minutes of the stairs is a lot easier than, an hour of running. Oh, and then just looking at his run in the beginning, he's kind of plodding along, I guess you can say, which it's not bad to run. I'm not saying it's bad to run slow, but he's putting a lot of weight on one leg and then the other, which is just the shock force is gonna just go right up the chain. Up the chain is just a fancy way of saying up his leg, right? So it's gonna go from his ankles to his knees to his hips and then eventually his back. And just that force is gonna wear away your joints, beginning of osteoarthritis, which is just inflammation of your joint and the wearing away of the cartilage, and it also can lead to back pain. So he probably should get with a professional and smooth out his run a little bit. He'll thank me, 30 years from now when he's not getting his knees replaced. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. This has been really fun. I hope you learned a little bit. Hope maybe you got to laugh a little bit too. And go ahead and click the subscribe button or comment below. Check out our channel. We have a bunch of physical therapy content. Have a great day.